Thanks, Vikas. Thanks a lot for coming for Cypher 2025. We have spoken about ROI and measuring ROI in the AI world. There was a traditional way of how analytics and AI projects were earlier measured, but you are proposing a new way of measuring ROI. What is your way?
So looking at the ROI in old world, people would just think of the cost they are putting in to build a solution and then how much returns they are getting it directly out of it. But they don't change the ROI in terms of how they should be looking at the intangible returns they are getting out of it and what kind of intangible cost they are incurring to build those. The definition completely changes. The math completely breaks the way it used to be. So you have to look at the intangible ways of calculating the ROI. That what kind of cost I'm putting in intangibly. I have to put in the cost to increase the adoption of my solutions, because people will not adopt to a new solution right away. It will take time. So you have to put that in that it might take me 2 years to actually people to adopt it. How do I maintain my solution? It's not like I build it, deploy it, and it's done. You have to make sure that you are looking at maintaining it. If the performance degrades, if the data drifts, you have to make sure that you are looking at all those investments as your cost, not just that looking at that I build an infrastructure, deploy an AI solution, and done with it. There is no one single target anymore. It's all moving target. You have to monitor the ROI on a continuous basis for every single AI solution.
Okay.
It's not just one single day that you have to look at it, that it will be return on my investment in next 2 years. But every single month you monitor is that where it's moving.
Okay.
So when you see that ROI is breaking that the upper control limit that you have set, that's where you have to figure out that you may have to intervene and do something different.
So when you say intangibles, so tangibles we understand the cost benefits that we are getting. Maybe our revenues are increasing because of deployment of AI. But when you talk about intangibles, right, that some of the things which comes to my mind are agility, like speed at which my products are getting delivered to my customers, or things like more customer satisfaction, right? Because I'm able to deliver those better and at a speed, my customers are happy. Is there any way to measure all of those
So
intangibles?
measuring, there are a lot of intangible benefits that you get from AI, from these kind of things. That first of all, you talked about employee satisfaction is another one, other than customer satisfaction. Whether your employees are satisfied or not, that will define that how you can actually reduce your attrition and attract more talent towards your company. Because talent is what will build your company, right? So you have to make sure that these are the intangible aspects of it. How do you measure them? Customer satisfaction is very easy to measure because you get the feedback. You can use natural language processing or generative AI to look at the sentiment of the customer, how angry the customer is. You can put the numbers to it. Looking at the retention of the talent and attracting more talent to yourself, your company, that becomes another metric for you. Look at how intangibly you are actually, your AI is helping you within how your investments are getting more returns. And imagine these are, while these are challenging, you have to be very creative to define these metrics and ways to calculate these metrics.
Okay.
So for example, as I said, customer satisfaction is very easy, but employee engagement is difficult. How much employees are doing the upskilling courses within the company or outside of the courses, that becomes a metrics.
Okay.
How happy you are, how happy your employee is, other than how agile or how fast you can deliver the solutions. It kind of defines that these intangible, which are more often than not gets underestimated, are 2 to 3 times of your cost than your regular hard cost, like your servers or infrastructure or your data science team. So make sure that you don't underestimate these intangible cost and returns.
Got it. You want to talk about some of the projects that you're working with or some of the client discussion that you want to have, whatever is on the public domain, obviously, where these intangibles are being spoken about.
So as I spoke about one of the use case we worked on the X-rays and a company who builds X-rays and MRI machines. While they were looking at only at the beginning from the ROI point of view, that how much effort I am putting in to build this AI solution, which will detect the X-rays and MRI images to detect the pathology in these images very quickly and more accurately. Well, I was just looking at how fast I can detect or diagnose a problem, which kind of gives me a return on my investment. If I was taking 1 week to diagnose a problem, I am taking 1 day to diagnose the same problem, that's my tangible one. But I did not see that how happy my patient is now. My patient, if I diagnose the same problem in one day, I can start the treatment sooner if there is a problem. My patient is much more happier. My radiologist can spend more time analyzing more images and bring in more extra revenue out of it rather than just looking at one patient for 1 week. Those kind of the intangible returns that you get out of it, your patient happiness, your doctor's happiness, your doctors can diagnose the problem quicker, they can have more time working with other patients. Your patients are happy. So at the same time, you look at all these intangible returns that you get, which you have to you cannot put the dollar number on it. Your reputation increases as an AI leader in the market. People will look at you. Your clients will look at you as an AI leader in healthcare industry, for example, in this particular use case. That kind of changes the perception within your clientele to buy your product more than your competitor because you are AI driven company. So those kind of things that comes in how you strategize your AI ROI calculations.
Great. So we just had your session, house packed, full room, and you have been a regular at Cypher, a big supporter. What is your feedback or takeaway or your impression of Cypher this year?
So Cypher is much bigger and larger this time than last year. I definitely see the big growth happening. It gives an excellent platform for not just people who are actually starting up the career in your AI space, but people who have been in this space for a very long time. It gives them, people more often cannot connect with the leaders in this field directly. I can ping someone on LinkedIn or other social media platform, but you probably will not get response because these leaders are way too busy. This is the platform you can directly reach them one-on-one. That's why that's the kind of is the power that gives you. That once you are in that hall, that leaders which you have been trying to reach for years are just few steps from you. You can just go talk to them about your ideas, your plans, what you think of the market. So that gives kind of not just for the leaders but for starters and leaders everywhere equally opportunity to expose what is happening in the market, grow themselves. So this is a platform I would see that how fast the Cypher is growing year by year. It's been 9 years for AIM, also 10 years. So I see that the growth, not just people are actually taking that growth and then utilizing that, what they call the way we talk about return on my investment, what I invested to come here, that I am getting that return by talking to these people, which is an intangible asset I'm creating, connecting and networking with a lot of other people.
Sure.
Knowledge sharing, knowledge gain is always there, that you get to learn so many things, which is is your tangible asset that you are getting on a daily basis. But coming to know the people, that's the intangible asset that you are gathering in Cypher.
Great. Thanks a lot, Vikas.
Thank you so much.